A very good morning to all of you. I hope you all are safe and you all are fine. Okay, so now we have completed the first unit. We have completed a prose, Two Gentlemen of Verona, and we have completed the poem Castle, and we have also completed God Waits. God sees everything but waits, right? Written by Leo Tolstoy. So we have completed the first unit. We have come to the end of first unit, okay? And we have also solved all the exercises in the first unit. And only thing which is remaining in first unit is some set of grammars, okay? So grammars, if I teach in between, you'll not be able to understand perfectly, okay? And that is why I have omitted that portion. And after completing 2 units thoroughly, I'll be teaching you grammar step by step, okay? We can go, a new set of videos will be provided for you, particularly for grammar, okay, which will be common for both classes 11 and 12, okay, because you both have same set of grammar, and so a common video set will be provided for 11th as well as the 12th students, okay. So don't worry about the grammar part. I'll teach you after completing this unit, okay. So let us go to the second prose, okay. Second prose, it is a very, very interesting prose, and it is a simple unit which you can learn it very easily because this lesson is involved in daily life, okay. So this lesson is nothing but how to make tea. Tea எப்படிப்பா போடணும் அப்படின்றது தான் இந்த lesson, okay. So the author of this lesson is George Orwell, okay. George Orwell, he is ranked the second by Times of the best British writer, second best British writer, okay, second best British writer by the Times magazine. The Times magazine has regarded him as the second best British writer, okay. He is a very, very good writer, and he has also written a novel called Animal Farm, okay. Animal Farm no ஒரு நாவல் எழுதியிருக்கிறாரு. I have read that book. I have read the book completely, and the book நான் படிச்சிருக்கேன். It is one of the greatest revolutionary books he has written, okay. It has brought a revolution in Russia, okay. So and one of the thing is that novel is an allegorical novel. What do you mean by allegorical? Trying to take the meaning from non-living creatures, okay, other than humans, okay. So that is called as that you refer it to as allegorical, and the novel by him, Animal Farm, is an allegorical novel, and I have read it, okay. ஜெயலலிதாவோட பிடிச்ச புத்தகம் எதுன்னு கேட்டபோது she has told that Animal Farm is her favorite book, and that Animal Farm is written by George Orwell, okay. So now he has written a passage about tea, okay. So this is not a novel, but he has written a passage, okay, and in one of the journals, okay, the passage written by him was published in one of the journal, okay. He has written how to make tea எப்படிப்பா perfectா போடணும். So this prose has been titled as a nice cup of tea, or a nice cup of tea எப்படி போடணும் அப்படின்றத இந்த பாடத்தின் மூலமாக ஜார்ஜ் ஆர்வெல் விளக்குகின்றார், சரியா. So he says that one strong cup of tea is equal to 20 weak teas, okay. ஒரு strong tea வந்துட்டு எதுக்கு சமம் அப்படின்னா is equal to 20 weak teas. ஒரு கேவலமான 20 டீயை குடிக்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு ஸ்ட்ராங் டீ குடிச்சா போதும் அப்படின்னு சொல்றாரு, ஓகே. ஸோ யூஸ்வலி why we drink tea? டீ எதுக்கெலாம் கொடுப்போம்? ஸோ இட் இஸ் a routine. You used to drink tea in a routine basis, okay. Some of the students used to drink coffee in the morning. Either you will be drinking any other drink, for example Complan or Horlicks or any other thing, but adults mostly used to, children and teenage people used to drink mostly they don't prefer tea, but the adults prefer tea. Okay, so they drink tea in a routine basis. They used to drink in the morning as well as in the evening, routine on a routine basis. But some people, they used to have more than one tea. For example, my father used to drink around 6 teas in a single day. Okay, minimum of 6 teas. Okay, there was a prime minister in Australia. Okay, I've forgotten his name, but I read in an article that he used to drink 21 cups of tea in a particular day. 21 cups of tea. That means for half an hour he used to drink a tea. Okay, 8 hours he used to sleep, and within that 16 hours he used to drink 21 teas. One tea for 45 minutes. Okay, he was a tea addict, and my father is also a tea addict. He used to drink almost 6 teas in a day. Okay, and most of your parents would have been also tea addict. Okay, so now George Orwell describes how to make a perfect cup of tea. Okay, so he teaches us how to make a perfect cup of tea. Okay, so there are many kinds of tea, right? So white milk with tea, and black tea, and more. Usually everybody would have had black tea and milk tea. Okay, so that is the usual tea. We have it. Okay, and and there are many other kinds of teas: lemon tea, herbal tea, and herbal tea, green tea, and also iced tea. Okay, so tea which is not hot, a tea which is very very cold. Okay, a tea, so you make tea, you refrigerate it, and then if you drink it, it is called as iced tea. Okay, so after making tea, if you add some ice cubes and you have it, that is called as iced tea. Okay, iced tea is also most common in other countries. Okay, in Western countries. Okay, so during the summer they used to drink iced teas. Okay, and I have drunk lemon tea, I have drunk green tea, I have drunk herbal tea, and commonly black tea and milk tea also. Okay, but I have not ever drunk iced tea. Iced tea நான் இதுவரை குடிச்சது கிடையாது. மற்ற எல்லா டைப்ஸுமே ஓரளவு குடிச்சிருக்கேன். ஓகே, ஸோ ஓகே, டூரிங் த கொரோனா பீரியட், இந்த கொரோனா பீரியடில் ஒரு டீ ரொம்ப ரொம்ப ஃபேமஸ் ஆச்சு. எந்த டீ? Most of you would have had that tea, lemon tea. Everybody, doctors were advising everyone to avoid milk tea and have lemon tea. இது வரைக்கும் நீங்கள் lemon tea குடிக்கலன்னா please have a lemon tea. Okay, because citric acid is present in lemon, right? So around 8% of around 8% of a lemon's weight is citric acid. Citric acid, அது ஒரு எலுமிச்சம்பழம் 100 கிராம் இருக்குதுன்னு வச்சுக்கோமே, அந்த 100 கிராமில் வந்துட்டு 8 கிராம் வந்துட்டு சிட்ரிக் ஆசிட் தான் இருக்குது. ஓகே, that citric acid fights கொரோனா வைரஸ். ஓகேயா, அந்த சிட்ரிக் ஆசிட் என்ன பண்ணுதுன்னா கொரோனா வைரஸை ஃபைட் பண்ணுது. ஓகே, சிட்ரிக் ஆசிட். ஓகே, so what the doctor advised is kindly have, and during the corona period you should not have too much ice, you must not have cold drinks. So you prefer lemon tea over lemon juice. Okay, do not drink lemon juice because since it is very cold, kindly take lemon tea. Okay, so I was in Chennai, and most of my friends who were staying with me in Chennai, they were affected by coronavirus. Okay, and 3 of my friends who were staying with me, and I was very frightened because since they were affected, I would also get affected. So I drank almost 2 to 3 cups of lemon tea in a day. Okay, and I learned the art of making lemon tea. Okay, so how you நீங்கள் எப்படி லெமன் டீ போடுவீங்க? லெமன் டீ இஸ் வெரி ஈஸி டு மேக். ஓகே, so what you do is you boil the water, you put some tea, okay, you add some sugar, and this is the normal procedure. What you have to add extra is you have to add some ginger. Okay, so you have to add some, you have to make the ginger into a nice paste, and after that you have to add some ginger. Okay, first boil water, 2 to 3 spoons of tea, and then some ginger, and after that you have to add some sugar in it. Okay, so take a cup, in the cup you pour 2 to 3 drops, maybe at least half a lemon. Okay, half lemon, the juice from half a lemon can be used for 2 cups of tea. Okay, so quarter of a lemon for each cup. Okay, so you pour that lemon juice, and you add some mint leaves. புதினா இலை இருக்குல்ல, ஒரு 2 புதினா இலையை கப்பில் பிச்சு போட்டுட்டு, now you add the boiling tea, you strain the tea and you mix it with the lemon juice and with the mint. Okay, so you have to nicely, you have to mix it using a spoon. Okay, if you have lemon tea, if you have lemon tea, it is very very refreshing. Okay, if you have continuously, if you have lemon tea for a week, you will start drinking it daily, because you will get addicted to the taste of the lemon tea. Okay, so during this corona period, kindly have lemon tea at least once or twice in a week. Okay, this is my personal advice, and most of my friends have told me, and I have also read in newspaper that lemon and pineapple both have citric acid content, and pineapple has around 60% of citric acid in it and 36% of malic acid, which fights corona. Okay, so kindly have pineapple and lemon tea in on a daily basis. Okay, during this pandemic period. Okay, so now George Orwell describes how to make a perfect milk tea. Or milk tea எப்படி perfectா போடணும் அப்படின்றத வந்துட்டு ஜார்ஜ் ஆர்வெல் இந்த லெசன்ல சொல்றாரு. Okay, so what he mentions 11 points. Okay, 11 points you have to make. You would think that making tea is very very simple. நம்ம ரொம்ப டீ போடுறதெல்லாம் ஒரு மேட்ராப்பான்னு நினைப்போம். ஒரு தண்ணியை ஊற்றணும், கொதிக்க வைக்கணும், கொஞ்சம் டீ தூளை போடணும், அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்துட்டு கொதிக்க வச்சுட்டு கொஞ்சம் சுகரை போட்டுட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த டீயை வந்துட்டு அப்படியே பாலில் தூக்கி ஊற்றினா டீ ஆயிரும்னு நம்ம நினைப்போம். பட் he says that making tea is not very simple. You have to follow these 11 principles, 11 points, so that you can make a perfect cup of tea, a nice cup of tea. Okay, so making tea is not based upon the quality of tea you use. Okay, na gold cup of tea kudinga, AVT விளம்பரத்துல வருமே, சக்கரா கோல்டு யூஸ் பண்ணுங்க, உங்க டீ ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கும். It is not only that. Okay, the quality of the tea is also important, but it is the taste of the tea depends on how you make the tea. Okay, so there are 11 points to make a perfect tea. Okay, the first point is use an Indian or Ceylonese tea. Okay, so there are many teas, different kinds of teas. Okay, teas manufactured, teas grown in India. Okay, in most probably we grow tea in Kerala, Bihar, Assam. Okay, in these parts tea is grown and cultivated. Okay, so main tea cultivation is found in the northeastern states of India as well as in Kerala. Okay, so in the Western Ghats, in Tamil Nadu also they cultivate tea. Okay, so what he says is, in China is also cultivating tea, but Chinese tea is very poor. Okay, he says that George Orwell is a British, அவர் பிரிட்டிஷில் உள்ளவர். அவர் என்ன சொல்கிறாருன்னா, ஒன்றில் இந்தியன் டீ யூஸ் பண்ணுங்க, இல்லைனாட்டி சிலோன். சிலோனிஸ் டீ மீன்ஸ் ஸ்ரீலங்கன். ஸ்ரீலங்கா இஸ் ஆல்சோ கால்ட் அ சிலோன். ஓகே, ஸ்ரீலங்கன். Okay, either use Indian tea or use Ceylonese tea. Okay, either use Indian tea or Ceylonese tea. Chinese tea is also good, but it is not as good as Indian and Ceylonese tea. Okay, so kindly use Indian tea. Okay, so the first point for making a good tea is that you have to use Indian or Ceylonese tea. Okay, the second one is that make tea in small quantities. Okay, இப்போ காலையில் 1 லிட்டர் பால் வாங்குகிறோம் அப்படின்னா, you should not make 1 liter of tea. Okay, if you make tea in large quantity, the tea will not taste good. For example, டீ கடையில் போய் பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா, ஒரு நாளைக்கு 1000 பேர் டீ குடிக்க வராங்க அப்படின்னா, அவன் மொத்தமாக ஒரு பேரல் நிறைய போட்டு வச்சுக்கிட்டு வர்றவங்களுக்கு அந்த ஜூஸ் கோரி கொடுக்குற மாதிரி கோரி கொடுத்தா நல்லா இருக்குமா? It will not taste good. If you make tea in large quantity in in a very big pot, it will not be tasty. Okay, it will not taste good. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to make tea in a small quantity. You should not make tea in a large cauldron. Okay, cauldron means ஒரு பெரிய பானையிலலாம் போடக்கூடாது டீயை, so it will not taste good. Okay, you have to make tea in a small quantity. காலையில் 1 லிட்டர் பால் வாங்குறீங்களா, ஒரு 1/4 லிட்டர் மட்டும் டீ போடணும், ஆனால் மிச்ச பாலை சேமித்து வச்சுக்கணும். அப்புறம் when you want to drink in the evening, you have to take another quarter liter of milk and you have to make it again. Okay, you should not make tea in large quantity, otherwise the taste it will not be tasty. Okay, so in order to make the tea tastier, you have to use Indian or Ceylonese tea, and you have to make tea in small quantities. Okay, so in army they used to make tea in large quantities in a cauldron. Okay, and that tea does not taste good. Okay, so நிறைய பெரிய பானையில போட்டு வச்சிருப்பாங்க. For example, in marriages they used to give, no, they used to make tea in a large barrel and they used to give. That tea doesn't taste as the tea that we make in small quantities. Okay, so you have to make tea in small quantities. Okay, and the next thing is that and the pot using which you are using to make tea is also very very important. Okay, நம்ம எந்த பாத்திரத்தை யூஸ் பண்ணி டீ போடுறோன்றது வந்துட்டு ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், யூ ஹவ் டு மேக் டீ இன் earthen pots. மண்பானையில் டீ போட்டிங்கன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன், இட் டேஸ்ட்ஸ் த பெஸ்ட். ஓகே, த பெஸ்ட் டீ யூ கேன் மேக் இஸ் நாட் யூஸிங் சில்வர் ஆர் யூஸிங் அதர் பார்ட்ஸ். ஓகே, அந்த சில்வர் பித்தளை அதெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணி, காப்பர் வெசல்ஸ்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணி நீங்கள் டீ போட்டிங்கன்னா நல்லா இருக்காது. The best form of tea is made using earthen pots. Okay, what do you mean by earthen pots? Earthen pots அப்படின்னா மண்பானை. Okay, earthen pots. Okay, and using silver pot. If you make using silver pot, it is okay, it's normal, ஏதோ குடிக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கும். But if you make using if you make tea using, there is another kind of teapot. Okay, that is enamel pot. Okay, enamel pot. So there is a teapot called enamel னு ஒரு part உண்டு. ஓகேயா, அதில் போட்டிங்கன்னா வேர்ஸ்ட்டு ரொம்ப கேவலமாக இருக்கும். ஸோ யூ ஷுட் நாட் யூஸ் an enamel pot to make tea. Okay, you have to either use earthen pots, or else if you want your tea to taste great, you have to use earthen pots. Otherwise you can use silver pots, but you should never use this enamel pot. Okay, because tea doesn't taste good in enamel pots. Okay, and then tea should be warmed beforehand. Okay, tea pot should be warmed beforehand. What does it mean? First தண்ணியை ஊற்றிட்டு அப்படியே டீ போட்டுறக்கூடாது. ஓகே, you should not directly put tea into the water as soon as you heat it. What you should do beforehand, you must heat the teapot. Okay, initially you have to heat the teapot and you have to pour water, and only after the water boils you have to add tea. Okay, தண்ணி நல்லா கொதிச்சு வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் என்ன பண்ணணும், டீ தூளை போடணும். தண்ணியை ஊற்றினோடனே டீ தூளை போட்டால் நல்லா இருக்காது. Okay, so first you have to heat the teapot and you have to pour water, and only after the water boils, what you have to do, you have to add tea. Okay, and then tea should be strong. Okay, tea must be strong. If the tea should get tastier, it must be strong. It should not be mild. Most of the people prefer mild teas, and but the tea tastes better only if it is strong. Okay, he says that for around 3/4 of a liter. Okay, 3/4 of a liter, or முக்கால் லிட்டருக்கு around 6 teaspoons of tea you should add. Okay, you should add around 6 teaspoons of tea. Okay, for making 3/4 liter of tea. Okay, so then only the tea tastes strong and it tastes good, so that you can make a nice cup of tea. Okay, so tea should be strong. Tea and the teapot should be warmed beforehand. Okay, that means before putting the tea into the teapot, it must be warmed. Okay, it must be heated, and the water must boil. Okay, before adding the tea. Okay, and you should make tea in very small quantities. Okay, you should not make tea in a cauldron, or you should not make a tea in liters. Okay, you should make in a very small quantity, and you have to use only Indian or Ceylonese tea and no other brands of tea. Okay, no other tea manufactured or cultivated from other than India or Ceylon. Okay, and then the fifth point is, tea should be put straight into the pot. Okay, what does it mean? Direct பானைக்குள்ள போடணும் டீயை. Some brands அந்த பேக்கெட்டில் வரும் பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா டீ பேக்ஸ்ன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க, வெள்ளை கலரில் இருக்கும், அதுக்குள்ளே டீ இருக்கும், அந்த பேக்கை அப்படியே உள்ளே முக்கி அப்படியே எடுப்பாங்க. ஓகே, ஹேவ் யூ சீன் இட்? Especially teas from Assam and Bihar, it used to be like this. You will have some tea bags, small tea bags, and you will have a thread, and what they do is that for making tea they will put one bag into the tea pot, okay, and after it boils down they will take the bag out of it. இவர் என்ன சொல்கிறாருன்னா, டீ பெஸ்ட்டாக வரணும்னா அந்த மாதிரி பேக்கில் இருக்க டீ எல்லாம் போடக்கூடாது. யூ ஹாவ் டு ஆட் directly, okay, you have to add the tea directly into the tea pot so that the tea tastes good, okay. And some people what they used to do, no, they used to filter the tea, okay. So அந்த இலையெல்லாம் என்ன பண்ணிடுவாங்கன்னா, using a filter they used to filter it before adding the tea into the teapot. You should not do like that. If you do like that, the taste will be diminished and the taste will be decreased, okay. So in order for your tea to taste good, you should not filter the tea before adding it. So everybody filters the tea after making the tea, but before making the tea you should not filter the tea, okay. And you have to put the tea straight into the teapot, okay. And the next point is, take teapot to the kettle and not the other way around, okay. So now what you have to do is, சில பேர் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா, சின்ன பாத்திரத்தில் டீ போடுறாங்க அப்படின்னா, டீ கொதிச்சுட்டு இருக்கும்போதே அதை வெளியில் எடுத்துட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் தேயிலையே தனியாக போடுவாங்க. அப்படி போடக்கூடாது. You should not do like that, okay. You should not take the teapot away and then if you are adding the teapot, it will not taste good. அது கொதிச்சுட்டு இருக்கும்போதே என்ன பண்ணணும், you have to add tea. You have to add tea while it is boiling, okay. You should not take the teapot away from the furnace and you should not add it, okay. You have to add tea while it is in the furnace, while it is being boiled in the furnace, okay. So that is the 6th point, okay. 7th point is stir and shake after making the tea, okay. இப்போ என்ன பண்ணணும், டீ நல்லா போட்டு முடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் அப்படியே டைரெக்டாக ஊற்றிடக்கூடாது. என்ன பண்ணணும், you have to stir, நல்லா கலக்கணும். ஒரு கரண்டி யூஸ் பண்ணி நல்லா கலக்கணும். நல்லா அப்படி கலக்கிட்டு you have to stir and shake well, okay. You have to stir and shake well and then only you have to pour the tea into the teacup, okay. You should not pour the tea directly into the teacup, okay, for drinking. You have to stir and shake well, okay. Okay, that is the 7th point, okay. And then drink tea, okay, drink tea in a cylindrical cup and not in a flat one, okay. So இவர் என்ன சொல்கிறாரு, சிலிண்டர் ஷேப்பில் இருக்கக்கூடிய கப்பில் தான் டீ குடிக்கணும்னு சொல்கிறார், ஓகே. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு கப்பில் தான் நீங்கள் என்ன பண்ணணும், டீ குடிக்கணும், ஓகே. யூ ஷுட் நாட் ட்ரிங்க் டீ இன் அ ஃப்ளாட் கப். ஃப்ளாட்டாக விரிஞ்சு போய் அந்த சாசர் மாதிரி இருக்கிறதெல்லாம் ஊற்றி குடிக்கக்கூடாது. எதுக்கு அப்படின்னா, இந்த மாதிரி கப்பில் நீங்கள் குடிச்சிங்கன்னா தான் the heat remains, okay. So if tea tastes better when it is hot, right. So if you drink, okay, you in a cylindrical cup, suppose while drinking, if it is 80 degrees Celsius, when you finish drinking it will be around 40 degrees Celsius, okay. Half of the heat remains while you finish the tea. The formula for the heat to be sustained in a teacup is that when you start drinking, if it is around 80 degrees Celsius, when you finish drinking tea it must be around 40 degrees Celsius, okay. So that is the formula. So in order to sustain the heat, you have to drink tea in a cylindrical cup. Suppose if you drink in a flat cup, okay, flat cup, okay. So now you are drinking in a flat cup. What happens if it is 80 degrees Celsius? When you finish drinking, it will be around 10 degrees Celsius. It will be very, very cold. It will become cold. The tea will not taste better, okay. So in order for the tea to taste better, you have to drink it in a cylindrical cup, okay. So that is very, very important. The vessel that we used to drink tea is very, very important. So you have to give importance to the vessel you are drinking, okay. Okay, so the next point is, pour the cream of the milk before using it for tea, okay. அந்த டீ வந்து it should not have too much cream, okay. அந்த நுரையெல்லாம் என்ன பண்ணிடணும், அப்படியே எடுத்துடணும். அதை மாதிரி வந்துட்டு என்ன சொல்கிறது, அதில் ரொம்ப க்ரீம் இருக்கக்கூடாது, ரொம்ப அடர்த்தியாக இருக்கக்கூடாது. ஓகே, ஸோ ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் பஃபலோஸ் மில்க் இஸ் டூ மச் க்ரீமியர் கம்பேர்ட் டு the cow's milk, right? So we have to prefer cow's milk to buffalo's milk. Okay, if the milk is too much creamier, the tea doesn't taste well. Okay, so it should not be too creamy, it should not be the milk should not be too much, it must have liquidity, and the solidity of the milk should be less, so that the tea tastes greater. Okay, so you should pour off the cream in the milk before using it for tea. Okay, pour tea into the cup first. Okay, so what you have to do is, இப்போ ஹோட்டலில் டீ போடும்போது பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா, என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, பாலை ஒரு கிளாஸில் ஊற்றிடுவாங்க, அதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த டீயை என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, அந்த வெறும் டீயை என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, ஆட் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஸோ மில்க், தே வில் ஹாவ் மில்க் இன் அ கப். ஓகே, and they will also add sugar in the cup. Okay, they will add sugar first, they will add sugar, and if there's sometimes they will add some ginger or some spices they will add. And what they will do after that they will pour milk. Okay, after that they will அந்த என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, அப்படியே அந்த அரிப்புல இருந்து அப்படியே டீயை ஊற்றுவாங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, they will shake and they will stir. Okay, but he says that you should not do like that. அப்படி பண்ணிங்கன்னா நல்லா இருக்காதுன்னு சொல்கிறார். What he says that first you have to pour the tea and then only you have to add the milk. ஃபஸ்ட்டு என்ன பண்ணணும், டீயை ஊற்றணும், அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் பாலை ஊற்றணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாரு. அப்போ தான் அந்த டேஸ்ட் வந்துட்டு அதிகமாக இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாரு. See, these are all minute aspects of making tea. Okay, so if you follow these minute aspects, your tea will be really great. Okay, so what he says that you have to pour the tea first and then only you have to add the milk. Okay, you should not do it vice versa as we see in the hotels. Okay, and then pour tea into the cup first, do not add sugar. Okay, now the author says that கைண்ட்லி டோன்ட் ஆட் சுகர். சீனியே போடாதீங்கப்பா, சீனி போடாத டீ தான் நல்லா இருக்குன்னு சொல்கிறார். இது ஒத்துக்கிறதுக்கு ரொம்ப ரொம்ப கஷ்டம்தான். இந்த he actually says it that in the lesson that he mentions that nobody will agree with me, but he says that if you learn to drink sugarless tea for continuously for 1 week, after that you will never add sugar in the tea அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாரு. என்ன சொல்கிறாருன்னா, நீ வந்துட்டு சீனி போடாமல் ஒரு வாரம் கண்டினியூஸாக டீ குடிச்சுப்பாரு, அதுக்கப்புறம் நீ சீனியே ஆட் பண்ண மாட்ட, பிகாஸ் யூ வில் ஸ்டார்ட் லவ்விங் த டேஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த டீ வித்தவுட் சுகர். ஓகே, ஸோ ஹீ சேஸ் தட் கைண்ட்லி டோன்ட் ஆட் சுகர். ஸோ ஹீ சேஸ் தட் யூ கேன் ஆட் சால்ட் ஆர் பெப்பர், கொஞ்சம் உப்பு கொஞ்சம் பெப்பர் வேணால் ஆட் பண்ணிக்கலாம், ஆனால் சுகர் ஆட் பண்ணாதான்னு சொல்கிறாரு. ஓகே, he says that you can, நமக்கு கொஞ்சம் எரிச்சலாக இருக்குது எப்படா உப்பு போட்டு டீயில் குடிக்க முடியும், பட் he says that tea tastes better when you add some pepper or salt, but kindly don't add sugar. If you add sugar, it is tasty, but you can get the taste of the sugar only. சீனியோட டேஸ்ட் மட்டும்தான் இருக்கும், the taste of the tea will go, it will diminish. But if you don't add sugar, it tastes great. And this is true actually, because my father was a sugar patient. Okay, my father is he is still a sugar patient, and he used to drink lots of tea. I told you, he used to drink around 6 cups of tea every day. He takes around 6 cups of tea every day, and he never adds sugar since he is a sugar patient. He is a diabetics patient, and sometimes he used to drink green tea also, but he never adds sugar. Okay, so now he says that I love tea without sugar than the tea with sugar. Earlier I used to drink tea with sugar, but now I loved this taste, and now I don't like a tea with sugar. Now if I suppose if sometimes I had made a tea mistakenly by adding sugar, he will never take that, because he doesn't like the taste of the tea with sugar. He likes tea without sugar. Okay, so the author also says, if you have learned taking tea, if you have started taking tea without sugar continuously for 1 week, you will start loving and you will not add sugar thereafter. So that is the opinion of the author. Okay, and so he says that if you follow these 9 principles, these 9 rules of making tea, your tea will taste better. Okay, so now what I want you to do is, today you make tea in your home. Okay, you follow all these principles. First, you make sure that the tea is from India. Okay, Tata Gold, Chakra Gold, and 3 Roses, AVT. These all are Indian teas. Okay, so don't worry. So first point is okay. Now you have to take 200 ml or 250 ml of milk. Okay, not more than that. Okay, so then what you have to do? First you have to take a vessel. You pour some water. Okay, you pour some water. Okay, and after you add some water and then you have to heat it. Okay, so when the water starts to boil, you have to add around 3 to 4 tablespoons of tea. Okay, 3 to 4 tablespoons of tea. Okay, if it is 200 ml means you have to add just 1 or 1.5 teaspoons of tea. Okay, and then what you have to do, you should not use any tea bags, or you should not filter the tea before pouring it into the vessel. Okay, you have to add directly, and then what you have to do, you have to keep the vessel in the furnace and you have to add அது தனியாக எடுத்துகிட்டு டீ தூளை போடக்கூடாது, அப்படியே வச்சுட்டே போடணும். ஓகே, and then stir and shake after making the tea. இப்போ tea has boiled. Okay, now you can also add ginger. You can also add ginger and you can also add a cardamom. ஏலக்காய் நீங்கள் சேர்த்தீங்கன்னா நல்லா இருக்கும். Okay, okay, now what you have to do, you should not add milk. Okay, now what you should do, you should stir and shake. Okay, and after that நீங்கள் என்ன பண்ணணும், பக்கத்தில் இன்னொரு அடுப்பில் நீங்கள் பாலை கொதிக்க வச்சுருக்கணும். ஓகே, பாலை கொதிக்க வச்சுருக்கணும். இங்கே வெண்ணி போட்டு வெண்ணி நல்லா கொதிச்சதும் டீ ஆட் பண்ணிட்டீங்க, கொஞ்சம் ஜிஞ்சர் போட்டிங்க, ஒரு ஏலக்காய் வேணால் போட்டிங்க. now the tea is ready and the milk is also ready. What you have to do is you have to take a filter and you have to pour the tea. Okay, pour the tea in a cup of in a cup, and after that what you have to do, you have to pour the cream of the milk before using it for tea. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to add the milk into the tea. Okay, and now you have to stir it. Okay, you have to stir and shake it well, and don't add sugar. Okay, if you don't add sugar, you will not like the tea. Okay, you add little amount of sugar. Okay, and now you taste your tea, it will taste great. Okay, okay, in the next video what I'll be doing is, I'll be, like always, I'll be reading the entire passage, and I'll explain you line by line and sentence by sentence. Okay, so and then I want you to read the entire passage. Okay, I want you to read the entire passage, and in the next class I'll explain it to you sentence by sentence, and I will also solve the exercises that are given after the completion of the lesson. Okay, so a very very good boy. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I hope you learned the art of making tea. Okay, so just make tea and impress everybody in your home. Okay, thank you, goodbye.